with many singers that had so much emotional blocks that made it difficult for them to sing or express themselves in a creative way. And it's hard because blocks can come from so many different things. I mean, some people actually were shamed when they were children and they were made fun of, and every time they open their mouth, they just hear the voice of that person that told them they were bad. Other times, people have actually gone through some trauma. There's been a death in the family, or they've been through a traumatic event, or maybe a car accident. I've actually even known people who've had trauma like that, and then their voice was blocked. There's like something that they just couldn't bring it out from that traumatic event or that traumatic relationship, breaking up with somebody that was really violent or just angry. And so the emotions get blocked. And the thing about the voice is that it's really tied to our emotions in a really big way, for better or for worse. Because, you know, when we're happy and we can share, we can sing, it's a very fun release. But then when we have some emotional issues that come up for us, like these traumatic events, whether it's personal or even just being in the environment of experiencing something that was traumatic, our voice can get locked up. And I think it's because in our culture, we don't have a lot of permission to speak on emotional subjects. We're all told to kind of take care of it yourself, you know, just, you know, as children, oh, go to your room and cry. You know, how many people were told that? You know, I don't want to hear you cry. Go to your room, go cry by yourself. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want you. You have to be happy, 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 happy. So, you know, we want to sing. We want to feel joyful, but sometimes there's that emotional block that's just blocking us. So I've heard people say that I'll start crying if I start singing. And I've actually worked with some people that were clearing with abuse issues, and they really wanted to sing. And then once they started breathing with the body, so I always start with breathing, then all of a sudden things locked up because they just had some emotional issues to clear. So that's a real tough issue for singers, is getting through that clarity. And that's something that I'm working on developing, is finding a way that singers can break through, not only vocally, technique-wise, but the emotional side. And that's sometimes the biggest and the worst and the hardest things to get through, because you can practice technique, you can practice how to breathe, we can do vocal exercises, we can do a lot of that stuff, and those things are very, very important. But if there's an emotional block there, it's only going to go so far. And I've noticed that even students that say they want to practice, they want to study, they'll get to that point, bam, and they're like thrown back to like the beginning of the game, you know, like you're playing a board game, and then you're like back to